Paul Rodgers, the iconic voice behind legendary bands like Free, Bad Company, The Firm, and even Queen, has always been revered for his powerhouse vocals and electrifying stage presence. Fans and fellow musicians alike have long dubbed him the Voice, cementing his legacy as one of the most respected frontmen in rock history. But behind the smoky blues tones and confident swagger lies a hidden tale, one of pain, grief, and emotional scars that have shadowed his entire journey. This isn't just a story of fame, it's a story of survival, and it's far darker than most fans realize. Rodgers' journey began in Middlesbrough, England, where he endured a difficult childhood. The death of his father, a truck driver during Paul's teenage years, deeply affected him. That early trauma, combined with a tough working-class upbringing, left him with a burning desire to escape, not just his surroundings, but the weight of grief that threatened to consume him. Music became his only refuge. He formed his first band, the Roadrunners. As a teen and by 18, he skyrocketed to fame with Free. He co-wrote the rock anthem All Right Now, a song so massive it nearly eclipsed the rest of his early work. While the world sang along, Rodgers was quietly dealing with the emotional toll behind the scenes. Free's rise was riddled with internal struggles, especially around guitarist Paul Kossoff, whose heroin addiction repeatedly derailed the band. Rodgers, still in his early 20s, watched helplessly as his bandmate and close friend spiraled. Despite multiple attempts to save the group, Free eventually crumbled under the weight of addiction and emotional strain. In 1976, Kossoff died of a heart attack at just 25, a loss that devastated Rodgers and left scars he still carries today. As Rodgers moved on to form Bad Company, commercial success exploded. They toured globally, topped charts, and lived the rock star dream. Yet, Rodgers always kept a certain distance from the excess. The traumas of his youth, the loss of his father and Kossoff, left him more grounded and introspective. Off stage, he was described as solitary, even haunted. He once reflected in an interview that fame is just a shadow. It doesn't fill the spaces inside you. Following the fade of Bad Company, Rodgers explored new musical ventures, including a stint with The Firm alongside Jimmy Page, and eventually fronting Queen after Freddie Mercury's death. Though fans admired his vocal strength, die-hard Queen loyalists were brutal. Accusations flew, suggesting he was trying to fill shoes he never claimed to fit. Rodgers later admitted the backlash cut deeper than he let on. Being constantly compared to Mercury, a legend he deeply respected, took an emotional toll. In recent years, an even darker chapter unfolded. In 2016, Rodgers suffered a series of strokes, 2 minor and 1 major, that robbed him of his ability to speak, let alone sing. For a man whose identity is defined by his voice, it was a crushing blow. He spent months in rehabilitation, kept the ordeal private, and it wasn't until 2023 that he revealed just how close he came to losing everything. The same man who once filled arenas with his soaring vocals faced the terrifying possibility of permanent silence. But Paul Rodgers is nothing if not a survivor. Slowly and painstakingly, he relearned how to speak and then how to sing. By 2023, he was back in the studio, recording new music and performing live again. His comeback was nothing short of miraculous, proving not only the strength of his voice, but the depth of his resilience. His story reminds us that fame, talent, and success don't shield anyone from darkness. If anything, they amplify the weight of it. From early family loss to the drug-fueled collapse of Free, from personal grief to physical trauma, Rodgers' path has been one of heartbreak and hard-won redemption. His voice may sound timeless, but the man behind it has weathered more storms than most will ever know. The real tragedy isn't just what he lost, it's how little we've truly understood the pain behind his music. Paul Rodgers' success story is darker, deeper, and far more human than we've ever realized. And maybe that's exactly what makes his survival and his voice so profoundly powerful. If you found this story as moving as we did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a beat here on StarLoop News, your front row seat to the untold stories of music legends. See you next time.